So, a lot of my friends tell me that every day they feel like they become more like their fathers. I have a different problem. So, when my mom first met my dad, she thought, for a variety of reasons, that in the 90s were totally okay, that he was gay. He dressed really well, he knew how to cook. He had a European roommate named Johan with long, flowing blonde hair. Reasons that nowadays we would know are ridiculous. And obviously, she eventually figured out he wasn't. And we all look back on that story and we think, well, that's funny. None of us could ever do that. So I meet this girl, let's call her Rachel, while working at the ROM a year back. And while I'm there, I have a thing for her. I don't have the courage to ask her out, though. And in the end, we end up just texting. And while I'm texting her, and I'm looking at her Instagram, I begin to think maybe she might be gay. For equally dumb reasons, so I finally asked her. And she said, no, I'm not now. And oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I put down my phone, I leaned back in my chair, and I realized, oh my God, I have become my mother. So let me take you a few months down the line now. I meet this new girl out of improv camp, and I have the courage this time, and I ask her out, and she says sure. And as you can all imagine, she didn't talk to me for the next 6 months. And, it wasn't that she said no that hurt. It wasn't that she said yes when she didn't mean it that hurt. It wasn't even that she avoided me for 6 months that hurt. It was that her 2 previous boyfriends are currently incarcerated on possession charges, and I just didn't meet the golden standard those 2 had set. So, a couple weeks ago, I'm in the play, and I meet this girl, and I like her. A few issues, though. 1, there was a kind of big age gap between us, and 2, I sent her a message while delirious with food poisoning, in which I stated, and I quote, "You know what I love about short girls? I keep getting taller, they stay the same height. Dash, Matthew Makungagamalamehe." So needless to say, the situation is desperate. So desperate, in fact, one of my teachers tried to set me up with their daughter. So that's something. Story had a happy ending, though, because I had a girlfriend for a while. She lived at Milkville, though, so we could only ever really do stuff when it was a special event. So, we go see a couple movies. We go to the ROM once, and finally one day she says, hey, why don't we go get brunch? And this is where I draw the line in the sand. You see, brunch is the single greatest lie that we as North Americans have been told over the past century. You see, let me ask you a simple question. At what point in the day does it go from breakfast to brunch, and then lunch? I bet you're thinking maybe like 10 o'clock, but couldn't you also argue that that's a late breakfast, or 11, but that's an early lunch? You see, what restaurants are doing is they're charging us for 2 meals when we're only eating 1. We adjust our schedules around when we eat our meals. We don't just make up a new one when it suits us. So I had to break up with her after that. Important thing though is I'm single. So, thank you all so much.